Today we're gonna be doing one of my favorite activities, roasting the Germans. So I'm gonna do a quick parenthesis here just to say that I love living in Germany. I love Germans. I think they are funny, they're respectful in general. Germans like to believe they are logical, they are structured. However, I'm gonna break that little bubble today. I'm making this video to raise awareness. We live a lie. Germans, deep inside, don't make sense. I have proof. Germans are in fact a walking contradiction. Then let's get started. Jaywalking. When you cross a street where there is no specific place for pedestrians to cross, overall, people would wait on the red lights until it's their time to cross the street, right? Until here. Where is the problem, Valeria? You're asking. They jaywalk all the time, just not on the corner where the red light is. I'm just shocked at how it doesn't make sense that you would wait patiently on a red light most of the time, even when there is no immediate car coming by, and yet you would randomly cross the streets. And when I first came here, I was often like, whoa, where are the crossings for pedestrians? Because some streets are super long and there is no crossing for people. Surprise, surprise. Everything is technically an area to cross except for the red light, which is technically the area to cross. Sorry, I think camera angle changed a bit because I was taking a video of my cat. This one is for people moving in, for you guys. When you are looking for apartments to rent, there are two types of prices, the cold and the warm price. Cold means the services are not included, and warm means electricity and water in the price. However, how come you would have a warm rent price, which should include everything, right? Except the kitchen. It's supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be a little warm, cozy at home with no kitchen. Here you would rent things that don't have a kitchen, and then you have to buy the kitchen and put the kitchen yourself. And at first I was like, I'll have friends in Germany being like, the kitchen. And I thought, wow, people are finding these crazy places with no kitchen. No, it's a common thing. I don't know. Listen, I don't make the rules, because if I did, they would make sense. Insane. Wow, this one is a trigger. I don't know if I am strong enough to talk about the next one. Grammar. Yeah, I know, because there are rules for everything. You gotta train this brain of yours, because you're like, wow, everything has a rule. Literally everything. To the point that it's like, okay, maybe we can freestyle a little bit. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a declination.
So let's take the example of the dog. I will do this on Google Translate. The dog, you say der Hund. So you would say the dog is ugly. Der Hund ist hässlich. But what if you want to say, I love the dog? Ich liebe den Hund. Ich liebe den Hund. Den. Before, he was there. Now he's den. So I sit next to the dog. Ich sitze neben dem Hund. Dem Hund. Not der. Not den. But dem. Yeah, okay. What if you want to say the legs of the dog? Die Beine des Hundes. Die Beine des Hundes. Not der. Not den. Not den. Des.
All this preface so that you can understand how impactful this nonsense is. For you to understand how much it just doesn't make sense, I'm gonna tell you a simple sentence. 2 words that you will see together all the time. 2 words that people use all the time. Are you ready to hear these 2 words? Das sind what? Das sind means these are, except that das is singular. Yeah. Yeah, let that sink in. It doesn't make sense. And you can try to explain it to me. Actually, yes, please explain it to me, because I'm putting my foot down for this one. Immediately, no. This one is good. I feel like every time I'm partaking in this, I feel like something is off, like something is wrong. You're confused. Let me explain to you. Birthdays in Germany are the most unfair day for the birthday person. You know, when it's your birthday, you're like having a great time, your friends love you, and everyone treats you very nicely. That's the ideal birthday, right? Except that here, if it's your birthday, you either have a gathering, right, with your friends and family, and then birthday person, it's supposed to pay for stuff? What? It's not like you go to the office and they decorated your desk as I've seen in, for example, Colombia. No, here, if it's your birthday, guess who's bringing the cake? A birthday person. Guess who is spending her birthday money to make other people enjoy your birthday? I mean, I think it makes sense if you're a 5-year-old and your parents bring cake to school for your little classmates to eat it. Fine. I don't think this should be extended for the rest of your life. It's your birthday, but everyone gets a present except for you. A clarification, you do get presents from your friends. You know, be a good present, not having to pay for everyone's happiness. I think it comes from some German somewhere at some point in history. A small infrastructure contradiction, absolute nonsense that somehow affects every day of your life. Give it a thought. What could it be? Yeah, I'll give you a hint. It happens at night. I'm talking about street lamps. Street lamps in Germany don't make sense. My sweet and logical Germans, why would you put street lamps in the middle of the road, like in the middle of the street, and not on the sides? Sidewalks here are very dark at night. They are super dark, unless you're in like a shopping street, which is probably closed by 8 p.m. anyways. This is in Munich. I have to check if it happens in other cities, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know what has lights? Cars. Yes, they do. You know what doesn't have lights? People. You're there in the dark, walking home, and I mean, here probably people are like, fine, but me? I have instincts. I don't want to walk in a dark sidewalk. I'm at a loss of words. Germany in general has a lot of rules. If you do know the rules, then you just follow them and you should be fine, you know. People shouldn't be yelling at you in the streets. Some people do. There is like a gray area where Germans were like, you know what? Let's not explain it or define any kind of guideline. You know what that is? Tipping. You're supposed to tip, but the percentage is extremely flexible. You can tip 5%, you can tip 20%. You would think, okay, flexible percentage, difficult, but it's fine, it's good, you can adapt. It's also not clear what kind of thing are you supposed to tip. You have these instances where you just tip random stuff. You would tip your taxi driver. And in some countries, you might be like, obviously. For me, it was like, you what? I realized that way too late, honestly. I'm like, I've been a douche this whole time. I don't know which service involves tipping and which one doesn't, because not all services do. You would tip, for example, your hairdresser, I guess, optional, even though it's super expensive. So I don't know if you're supposed to tip for some services for which the pay is not as good, like it doesn't reflect fully the effort. But that's not true, because some other services are also very expensive, like taxis. Yeah. Expensive. And I'm just confused. Walking contradiction, because you guys, Germans, I'm talking to you, you make rules for everything except this you forgot, and now I'm confused. This would be it for this video. I am sure there are thousands of other contradictions out there that I will put on my Sherlock glasses and find out. Actually, Sherlock doesn't have glasses, does he? I'll put on my investigator cap. I will put on my Sherlock hat and find out. Germans, I actually appreciate your sense of humor, and I hope you don't take offense. I actually love living here. Please don't kick me out, so that I can stay and find out what doesn't make sense. And maybe you can correct it, and then maybe one day you will live up to your own expectation. Try it out. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm usually uploading a video per week, so make sure to subscribe to see what's next. If I made you either confirm one of your suspicions or find out some contradictions that you didn't think about, make sure to like this video so I know that I'm not crazy. Mom!